Welcome back, Royals. I need like a door sound. So when y'all come in, it sounds like y'all walking in the door because you're walking in my house. So welcome back. Happy Taco Tuesday. Rogo said too, but I want to say because I didn't eat no tacos. And I definitely made the stuff last night so I could eat them, but I didn't. But I did pour me some wine. So make sure you pour up something, roll up something. Let's see. Let's go down the list. Take off your wig, take off your bra, unloosen that ponytail because, baby, let me tell you, this one was tight. I had to redo it. Take out them French braids that's pulling out your edges. Take that glue that's right here above your eyebrows. You take that off too. It's swiping off your eyebrows. Swiper, love, swiper, but not on your face. And for the men, just do whatever y'all do. Y'all goddamn listen no way. We'll have our co-host introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
Hi, it's Rose, and happy Taco Tuesday. Y'all know I'll never be eating tacos. I don't even know why I say that because
maybe I will after the show. I didn't even eat this. Hold on, y'all. 1 second.
Okay. I don't know why I say it though, because I never eat it. I never eat it. I need to start having tacos every Tuesday again, like I used to. But it is still Taco Tuesday everywhere else. So y'all just keep on having the tacos and tequila for me. Okay. How's everybody's Tuesday? How did everybody's Tuesday go? Hopefully everybody had a good day. And now it's time for you to wind down and relax. I guess I'll just keep talking until Asia comes on. So if anybody is in the comments right now, let me know how your day went. If you guys had tacos or not. What did you have for dinner, or what you gonna eat for dinner after this? I actually had a protein style burger, and I probably won't eat nothing else. I had a Greek salad today earlier, like around 12 o'clock, and then I had a protein burger like around 5:36. So that'll be all I eat today. If I eat anything else, it'll probably be a smoothie. I'm trying to really focus on my
Technical
weight.
difficulties are the best. Don't you just love them?
Well, I just kept on talking.
I know. I saw you, so I could see you in the back office since I had it up. I'm like, go row, go twin. That's So what was you telling them?
Girl, just why I don't know why I don't eat tacos on Taco Tuesday like I used to do.
Right. I eat tacos all the time, but for whatever reason on Tuesday, and like I said, I pre-made them last night and still didn't even do it. But I didn't really feel like eating today, but I did have a good day. I closed a project. My manager actually smiled. It's something about handling $14 million contracts that makes you a little queasy. But I'm super excited. So do you want to give an update on our, what are we taking? Wait, I take Wegovy and she takes Ozempic.
No shit. I don't feel like it works for me. I really don't. That's why I was saying that I need to change up my eating again and do like, I used to do smoothies in the morning. Like before I eat anything, I would eat the smoothie in the morning and drink water. And then I wouldn't eat nothing until lunch about 12 or 1. And I would have a salad. But how people just been promoting like they just losing weight like that, not for me. So I don't know. It's everybody's body is different, but I haven't gained no weight, but I probably only lost like 5 to 7 pounds. Like I haven't lost a lot of weight, but I haven't gained no weight either. But I don't eat recklessly. That's why I don't understand, because
that's crazy.
I don't eat a lot at all. Like I can literally go.
You think that's our problem? We're not eating enough?
I think that is. That's why I said I think in the morning time I'm gonna have to at least make a smoothie or something. I don't know. And then I start going back. I took like 3 weeks off of the gym that's where I messed up too. I started going back today and I did my 2 miles and then I started lifting weights. So I'm just have to start going back to the gym every day again too. I don't know what it is, but how everybody was saying they was just losing weight like they was it haven't worked for me like that.
So this is what I wondered. If you were already a healthy eater, somebody that worked out or things like that before you started it, I wonder if it's different for us, because even those people, hey cousin, even like the girl on Married to Medicine, Toya or whatever, quickly. But I wonder if it's because she was a heavy wine drinker. Wine has a lot of calories in it. And if she put that down, she could potentially lose, and that affects your blood too.
Did she say that she stopped drinking wine?
No, that's why I said I wonder if.
Because Marlo said, now just think, Marlo said she was on it too. And Marlo said she lost 20 to 30 pounds on it. And she said the only reason why she stopped was because she was super constipated. That's the only reason why she stopped. But you would see Marlo out eating and stuff all the time. I can't even eat like that. First of all, you know what? Toya might not be drinking wine like that, because I'll tell you one thing. I cannot drink like I used to. If I try to drink like I used to, like just be having a day just drinking, the next day I will be so sick. So I will say that I can't drink like I used to at all. That alcohol, that in Ozempic do not mix at all. It will have your stomach messed up. You be both ways. Ways. So maybe she don't drink it as much, but I know Marlo said she only stopped taking it because she was constipated. She said she said she would be constipated for like 3 weeks straight. Now, and I will agree with that. You do be constipated, but I take that ballerina tea like 3 times a week.
Right. But they tell you that from the beginning. But I'm just wondering how some people, but through everything that I've ever done for weight loss, I have never lost weight like that. I think the summer before we went into senior year, that summer, I lost like 60 pounds. But I was coming in, I was running 3 times a day. I was eating off of a saucer. I was doing like stuff that you shouldn't have to do to lose weight. That is absolutely insane. It's not healthy at all. But yeah, I'm just wondering. I really am, because I already do the alkaline water. I already do a lot of fruit. I already don't eat a lot. So I just wonder.
That could be it. That's why I said I wonder, are we starving our bodies? It is maintaining that fat. So, but I also.
But I can't eat.
But yeah, because you don't be hungry. And also before I was on it, I would do the intermittent fasting. And that helped too. So that's why I would do I wouldn't eat after like 7:30. So in the morning when I went to work, that would be my first thing that I had was my smoothie. And it was that's why I said I don't get it, because I still do the intermittent fasting. And that's just because I can't eat. Like I literally won't eat until after 12. Today, when I went to the gym, I had to force myself to eat half a banana, but I just drank a protein shake instead. Cause I'm like, I can't even eat this banana, but I don't want to be trying to do something all extra. And I haven't ate since yesterday. Like
because I get more Charlie horses now than ever.
Yeah. So it's for me, I'm gonna have to look on TikTok or something and see what I'm doing wrong. Cause on TikTok, they got all
I am too. Right. I heard you're supposed to eat according to your blood type. So I did want to give that update, and then we could see if that works. I don't know. But number 1, it's expensive for me. Number 2, I don't like the way that it makes me feel. That's why I was all out of whack last Tuesday and couldn't figure it out until you said something. And I was like, shit, I did take that shot today, but I heard the shot is supposed to give you energy. And anyway, I'm not getting.
Yours probably do. Ozempic don't. Ozempic is opposite. It have you so tired. Like
I was tired. Remember?
Yeah, no, but you said yours supposed to give you energy, right?
I thought I heard that. I don't know.
See, I don't know about yours, but I know Ozempic don't. It's opposite. It says that you be tired. Like you be tired. Like I be tired.
See how I was loopy as shit. I couldn't see nothing.
Like, girl, that's why I'm take mine on Tuesday, so I don't take it until I get ready to go to sleep. Because I'm like, I hate.
Remember, I don't give mine to myself so I finally got them through my insurance and they're on their way. But they ordered way too many of them for me, so basically be giving the damn things away. But what I pay for a month when I go to the clinic, I got it for 3 whole months. But I did ask him if it's time for me to up my dosage or whatever. And I dropped the dosage. Since I'll be giving it to myself, I want to be a little, y'all, I'm scary as hell. Some probably don't work for me because I'd be like, yeah, if you say take it every week, I want it every other week. I want half of everything because my body is very sensitive. And so I'd rather lose weight super slow.
I be giving
but I don't like the way it feels
so damn fast. Yeah, I don't even feel it. Like, I literally don't even feel it.
The weight loss?
No, the shot when I give it to myself. I don't feel it.
Well, I hope you're ready to come over or I'm coming up the hill because I'm not doing this shit by myself. You finna show me.
How big is the needle?
I don't know. It's coming in the mail.
Oh, yeah, you'll show me. It's easy.
Says the nurse. I'm a HR project manager, content creator, nonprofit owner. None of those include a shot or blood. No, I'm cool. So, the hot topic I'm watching, so when it cuts out, I just stopped talking. The hot topic for today, and it is about that man that tried to unalive his baby. Okay, let's watch. And then I actually don't have a lot of context about him. I actually have a different spin on it. So let's take a look and then we'll get into the main topic, which is going to be talking about this soft life and how it could backfire and why men say we too strong, but it's just that we're not stupid. I don't believe in soft life and not working with an income, dummy. How far am I in? I could say dummy. I could say dummy. Here we go.
It all started when Curtis Jack got his coworker pregnant. She told police Curtis tried to get her to terminate the pregnancy for the entire 9 months. Once she had the baby, she had to stay in the hospital. So she told the father to come pick up breast milk from her and take it to the baby at the grandmother's house. Curtis told police he put antifreeze in the milk because he didn't want to pay child support.
That could have killed that child.
Yes.
It didn't. But once Curtis was indicted and faced several charges, including attempted murder, he took back his confession. So detectives and the DA's office had to work even harder to make sure the case was solid and they got it.
So here's the real tea. Let me share some statistics with you before we get started. So 26 states have enacted laws that directly or indirectly restrict access to have a freedom of choice. And these are the states that are included. What it means about directly or indirectly is that some states say you can do it up to a certain point and then you can't do it after that point. Mm-hmm. The majority that restricted in that way is like 6 weeks. Most women find out at 4. If you planning for it, if you're not planning for it, it's typically not even 6 weeks.
Yeah, if you're not planning for it, it'd be around 6 weeks. Most people. Now,
basically they're making it after they chose the average and then did the cutoff with the average. Is how I feel.
I found out early, but only just because I just did not feel good, and it happened. And I found out early, but most people do find out after like 6 weeks because a lot of women's periods is off and everything.
Right. Well, here's my thing. Mm-hmm. If they restricted what a woman can do with her body to include, he was wild for that. He's very wild for that, but let's not take. So we'll talk about it. Yeah, that's part 2. So part 1 is the government trying to govern our bodies. It's not just about our bodies. It's also about our safety. So we've talked about that, like in situations where it's a mistress or God forbid, but it's reality, incest, people being not voluntarily being with somebody. Those things are not they don't make exception for those things. So if you do that to somebody, let's just say somebody takes advantage of you, right? Because there are some victims that have been repeat victims by that same person and they come back and do it again. What if you are pregnant and then that person finds out and now you could prove that they did that to you and you could put them in jail? People do things for less. They do things for less. These laws that they are backing out, they so don't protect us. And so when I wonder when the lawmakers are in courts and things like this, do they bring up these statistics? How many people are unalived every year, children unalived every year? I want to believe that it exceeds the amount of pro-choice that could have been handled differently. I'm okay with you that you can't utilize it like birth control. I get that. But for certain situations, I just don't agree. That's a whole problem in itself. And these numbers are going to go up. This is all we've been hearing lately for the last couple of years is people doing so many things, to leaving to go on vacation and leaving they minor kids at home, leaving a baby at home, you know, locked in a room or whatever. That's procreate, and who's to say that that person did want to? Maybe the state that they lived in told them not to. I mean, look how hard they're being on people. There was a lady who, remember the lady that she just got off for, she had a miscarriage at home and they try to accuse her of doing that to herself.
Yeah, and flushed it down the toilet when she
she panicked.
To the hospital. Yeah, but she had went to the hospital before and telling them that she was having cramping and everything.
She sure did.
Yeah, and they sent her home. So she literally went to the bathroom and it happened.
And they tried to prosecute that lady. I mean, full trial.
So you just have to like I said, that's one of my topics. That was crazy when you said that. I was like, that's literally my topic tomorrow. But you have to be careful who you lay down and have a baby with, because I didn't know the first time when I seen that story the other day.
What part didn't you know when you heard it first? That was in the
they was co-workers.
And he had been asking her the entire time not to have that baby.
To get an abortion. So that's why I said make sure. First it was that they was co-workers. So I said, oh, that's why he wanted her, because he probably got a whole family at home somewhere. And then had been asking her. So that's why I said, first of all, it's both of their fault. Like, you still try it, and then why would you ask this man? Why are you trying to still make this man be a part of this baby's life that he did? He told you from the time he been telling you since you found out that you was pregnant that he didn't want the baby. Why would you?
Why are you trying to make him be a daddy?
Exactly. I don't understand when women do that.
To me, she should be in trouble too.
Yeah, like, he told you he didn't want no baby. Now you telling him to go take a baby to a bottle to your mama house.
Is nobody else you could call?
Like, what did you think he was? Some women think that the men changed their mind though.
But he hadn't. And I'm not going to play games with my child. If you didn't like my child, you didn't bond with the baby while I was pregnant. You didn't start getting mentally prepared for it. You weren't in daddy mode, father mode, family mode. So I'm supposed to believe that you just this is what I don't get. The women that should restrict don't. The women that is just being mean, then they do it. It's no way I would have. He couldn't even come near my baby until he acted right. I'd have been at court getting full custody. I don't want him nowhere around. You have the right to keep your child. You under no circumstances can force someone to be a parent. You can't. And now look what happened.
And so now I wonder what her stupid ass is gonna do. Because she's
very stupid.
It'll be no way. But he gonna be in jail anyway. So now you don't got.
He got 50 years.
Oh, I didn't ever see how many years he had got.
He got 50 years. They talked about it today on TGIF, and Al said he got 50 years.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Yeah. You don't got to pay child support because you're gonna be in jail for the rest of your life. So
don't they take your money that you earn from in there?
I think it depends on what it is, but
or his 401k. They should be. I mean,
it's something, but it's still, in actuality, it's still the mama fault too, because he told you. Like, he told you. So why would you want to put your child through something like that when a man told you that he didn't want it all the way up until that?
He never said the entire pregnancy. He was telling you that he didn't want no baby. So please explain. I want to.
It make me mad.
Talk to her. I want to ask her, because we're not holding people as accountable as we should. And to some degree, she needs a mental evaluation, because I need to understand, if the baby wasn't with the father while you had to be in the hospital, then why are you calling this man like that's your man? Like, his number wouldn't even be in my phone. I don't understand. If you decide to move forward with your pregnancy and have your baby, you're right. Your body, your choice. But you done already went for child support. You already talking about all of these type of things. Why? Y'all, it's just certain things I think you should do to be safe. And to me, it's my opinion, and I don't care what anybody else says. It hasn't impacted me, but I also give everybody the right to have their own opinion. You're just not going to change my mind. If a woman lays down, a woman is responsible, because you are the one that has the final decision. If you decide to move forward and have a child, that child, I don't think you should be running to no child support place. I don't think you should be calling the father a deadbeat, but he don't get ins and outs. If you are out and you stay away, then okay. If you playing games and in and out, then no, that's not okay. But if they stay away, that's on them. Because guess what? The child is going to find him one day if they want to, and then that's when it's going to be on them for their part they had in the responsibility.
But I think that the thing that I don't like is, we holding a mom accountable too, but y'all men, if y'all don't want kids, like y'all say y'all need to start wearing condoms, or you need to get a vasectomy, period, point blank. Quit putting all this on a woman and wanting a woman to get an abortion and put their body.
That's not good for her.
Yeah, and want them to put their body through all this stuff because you can't pull out. No,
even Plan B is bad.
If you really don't want kids like that, then you need to put on the condom or get a vasectomy. Period. Quit doing that to women. That's the part that makes me mad.
Bro, great, another point. If you dealing with, never. I wonder if he was whispering sweet nothings in her ear, because if this is a coworker that you're messing with or whatever, how are people? Listen, condoms don't bother me. They never, ever have. I mean, I'm sensitive to them, but I found the ones that work. But for me, having sex without a condom, I can't even enjoy it, because I'm thinking about all the things that could happen.
But women, I mean, the generation out here now, I won't even say the generation.
No, it's a lot of people that don't.
That's why I said I got to take that back. Nowadays, people don't. They'll meet you the first night and won't do it. It's just like they say it feel better without.
And that includes oral, y'all. Yeah. Oral is worse. That's your mouth.
Everything, your mouth, your whole body. You put that stuff.
Speaking of oral, happy anniversary to me. We just celebrated 7 years. We are doing well. We are doing well. And we celebrated my aunt's 97th birthday. Good old lucky number 7. Roll the dice.
That's a blessing.
That's the blessing. So I picked that date because she was turning 90. She's like my grandmother. She's our matriarch. And then I figured, like, I would always remember the date. It would always line up with her birthday. I could honor her. And then no matter what, the day would still always be special. So, right. So I had really good intentions on picking that date. But the day we got married is not the day we signed our marriage certificate. I wanted to sign it on his grandfather's birthday so that we could honor both elders that we really love, but we ended up going with the same date. So we still signed it on the same date, but that was our plan. I'm telling y'all, it's decisions. But while we're talking about accountability, that is because I don't believe that the wedding is just for the girl. I believe that it's for the man as well. We want them to be invested in everything. So I wanted it to be something special for the both of us. So I did a lot of things special on that day for him as well. Ladies, take care of your man too.
Yeah.
Because this lady didn't. I got questions. I want to interview with her. I want to ask her, like, was you like my man? And then he didn't, because we know that could happen, right?
Yeah.
But this is why across the board, I just feel like if you're not living with someone, invested, because some of those relationships last longer than a legal marriage. Some people do ceremonies and don't ever sign a piece of paper because you can do it with a trust. Just saying. I learned that after, and it's much better. But I just don't think, how are you so comfortable gambling with your body? I don't understand. I really don't.
You were young, and sometimes you make mistakes when you're young.
Yes,
but it's
you moving too fast or whatever. Yeah.
And then, like you said, he could have been telling her everything she wanted to hear until she got pregnant. And then when she got pregnant, is whoopty whoop whoop. So we
Probably
never
fun while I was at work type of thing.
Yeah, like it's you, like we was just, we not nothing, whatever. You never know what men tell women nowadays. So it's like you really gotta.
That's why we not down her throat so much. But
No,
I think that Aquarius is big on accountability. There was a baby involved. That was a baby. Like how? Thanks, cousin. You're the reason why we're in love. Go ahead. I honor my support system. I'm just saying, marriage can get rocky. Marriage can get so rocky that you throw a rock through a whole White House.
That's why they always say every married couple I see, when I see that they've been married for like 50 something years, I always ask them.
It's a story.
And one I'll never forget is it was a Caucasian couple, and they said they had been married for like 55 years, but I had stopped them because the husband was carrying the wife's purse. And I was like, oh, you guys are so cute. You don't see that no more. And I was like, how long have you guys been married? And they was like 55, 56 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. I was like, can I take a picture of y'all? Like, I was at work, but I have to ask. So, because and it was like, and then I was like, well, can you tell me how you guys have been able to maintain your marriage for 50 plus years? And then he was like, well, the wife is always right. And he was like, but then the wife said, this is the hardest relationship that you're going to have to deal with in life. And she was like, so you have your ups and downs, but you have to work at it. She was like, this is the toughest relationship. And I was like, okay. But they were so cute.
But just think so one of the questions that I get asked, and why, and we'll get into it on a whole different topic before we later, but I have to run it by him first. But one of the things that I get asked is how I was able to hang through certain things and weather certain storms. Because I feel like, just like anything, right? When life is going amazing, the two things that the devil will attack is marriage, and they'll attack your health, or he'll attack your health and your relationships, all your relationships, right? When we got married, up to us getting married, never an argument. We had things we did not agree on, but we were always able to talk through it, all of those things, right? But that was me and him. When you get married, it's just things you're not prepared for. You don't know, especially if you didn't come from a 2-parent household. I didn't know that family influenced so much. But I surrounded myself with really good people. Mm-hmm. And when I was going through things, or when I felt like I couldn't make it, or when I felt like I couldn't breathe, there were people that I could call and say, I don't think I could breathe. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to be okay. But I love my husband, and I want to stay. And I was honest, but you have to have people that you can talk to with your 100% authentic heart. Mm-hmm. And you have to expose yourself. And when you do, you have to tell what you did. You have to tell what the other person did. And then here's the part where it gets tricky. Other person did. It's not on the other people, it's on you. When they get to their breaking point, because sometimes that happens, or when they get to their point where they like, no, fuck that ain't right. You got to be willing to hear them talk about your spouse, and you have to accept it and receive it in love, because guess what? They should have already talked about you by the end too, because they're going to tell you everything from every side, because they truly want the best for you. And I will say, in my marriage, I most of the people that I talked to in my age group were single. They were single, but they all had long relationships. So I will say that they had, there's value in immaturity. It's value in the belief of God. The marriage and single thing, that don't really have nothing to do with it. They can't map it out for you, right? So you do have your married couples that you're attached to, and I do. I do, and he does as well. And they can tell you what's to come. They can tell you different things to try in your household. But those people that know you can tell you morally what's not right. They could bring you back to the Bible. They can bring you back to what they have done in their relationships. And it still applies. It still applies. Don't let that paper get in the way of you getting help from the people that you need. I've had people like that just start, my husband, and you're going to block your help. You're going to block your help, and you need it. You need support. You need it a lot, actually, because guess what? In the middle of being married, don't shit stop. Don't nothing. It is the equivalent of having a child. Only this is a grown ass person you got to deal with. A child, you can structure them, right? A grown up, you got to kind of learn how to mesh together. When you turn 30, 40, 50, you're going to be a different person. If you get a different job, if you start making more money, if you lose weight, if you gain weight, if it's health issues, this is your partner. So you have to, don't nothing stay the same, but your love and your foundation. That's what will bring you back home. And I was told that from the beginning. So how I weathered the storm, I stayed in my Bible. I did, because I desired to be a wife. And so tit for tat didn't work for me. Revenge, equally hurting. I desired to be a good wife. That's what helped me. So that is it. So you're welcome. Some of us actually share things in real life. We just can't tell you our damn business. With some. Let's get into this SoftLife clip. So now that you heard what it really looked like, you're going to wonder why this flip head did this, but this is why we say what we say. So we will be back, freshen up your drink, and let's get into this SoftLife. Child, here we go.
My husband abandoned me and our 4 kids for a 19-year-old escort. I went to Trader Joe's to buy myself a bag of groceries, swiped my card, and it was declined. I should have had a ton of money in that account. And it was all gone. It was gone. My name had never been on one of our homes. My name hadn't been on our vehicles. My name wasn't on the Mercedes that I was driving at the time that our marriage ended. He was able to evict me from the condo that we were renting together because I didn't even exist on the lease, not even as a roommate, not even as a pet. He just canceled the lease. I was just some weirdo living in the condo that Jake had canceled, and so the apartment evicted me. I'd always kind of thought in my head too, like, being a homemaker gives me a lot of skills that I bet would translate into a job. So I right away put together a resume, talked about all of the work that I had done in our family businesses, and went out and started interviewing for jobs. And there was not a person in this entire fucking world who wanted to hire a 44, 45, 46-year-old who had been a stay-at-home mom since the time she was 20. So my first and actually only job that I had after my divorce was $11 an hour, working as an assistant in an elementary school classroom 4 hours a day. If you did the math, $44 a day. The only reason that my rent is paid this month is, first of all, my TikTok followers are constantly supporting my content, and I have 3 separate jobs: sales job, furniture flipping business, and I'm still working my Mormon essential oils MLM. I work 7 days a week. I have no retirement. I live in a family member's guest house that they could sell at any moment. I've only existed in the credit world for about 4 years, so I can't finance anything. And it just kind of pisses me off that I went into my marriage thinking that I had a 100% success rate. I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't have any way to support myself if things went south, and here I am. So I've been living this out on camera for the past 3 years, and I don't plan to go anywhere. I'll keep you posted. Let's see how it ends. Would have been better if I had made different decisions in the beginning, and I wish that somebody had told 20-year-old me that a man is not a plan. Never has been, never will be.
I'll say this. I talk about that all the time. I swear. I feel like it's okay for you to be a stay-at-home mom. It's okay for you to be a stay-at-home mom, but you still got to have some kind of side hustle on the side. You still got to make sure that house, that car, the bills, all that. I was about to cuss. All the things are in both of y'all name, not just his, because he's paying everything. You have to do that. And like she said, she had money in an account and it was gone. Okay, you need to be taking money out on the side and putting it in another account. So when that stuff do happen in an account that he doesn't know about for stuff like this, but you should never be so comfortable to think that you can let a man do everything for you and your name don't have to be on nothing. I think maybe her parents didn't tell her that, because I tell people that all the time. Like, you cannot just depend on the man to do everything and think you about to live that soft life and nothing ever is going to happen. Because if something do happen, you're going to be like her. And just she's been able to be blessed that she got followers and all that stuff. Because what if she didn't?
And she's still working 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Marriage is a business. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
If you run it like a business, actually some of those emotions that you have that will drive decisions won't even be optional in the end. It's very similar to us saying that paternity test should be given at birth, right? That removes off the table that woman being able to take that baby and say, this is my baby, right? Think of it like that. Here's where I say she was lazy and she got what she worked for. Because at this point, anybody who does not do some of the things, because she didn't do shit, do some of the things required to be an adult, you are lazy. Point blank, period. And that is probably why he didn't have a right to do what he did, but that is probably why you didn't tickle his fancy. Here's the thing. From the beginning, you should have at least gotten a degree, a certification, something. You should have had something that was your own. If you're a stay-at-home mom, watch kids. It's something that you should have been doing every day that added value to your life. Even if you didn't do those things. I don't know what state they're in, because in California, don't listen to those rules. In California, it's half of everything acquired. He wouldn't have been able to do that. So I don't know what state they're in, but that's not every state.
Wondering too. Yeah. I was like, what state are they in?
Yeah, most states are not like this one. Yeah, most states are not like this one. California is out of control. But it's because we have a lot of celebrities here. So the same thing that drive the prices of homes and all of that, that's the reason why. But from the beginning, here's what you should do. Every lease, you should have both been on it. How are you not recognized? Because even if you don't divorce or something like that, what if he would have passed away?
Right.
If that stuff didn't transfer over, then that means it also would not transfer over in his absence. Every credit card he had, she should have been on it. You should have been riding his credit. And then
she should have still had credit because of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You should have been on every damn card, even if you didn't. You should have been on them as an authorized user, a co-signer.
But I think some men do that on purpose, and they know.
Of course they do. And you lazy enough to listen.
Yeah, you did that for 20 years. Nobody told you, and your friends don't talk about that.
You don't look at the news. You don't see Lifetime. Bro, it's no excuse at this point. We've seen it so many times, even before social media. This is why I say some of the things that I say, and why going forward, I don't really have that many passes for people anymore. For certain things, right? If you do something, then you show that you did something, but you don't know everything, because nobody knows everything. But she literally did nothing. So I don't understand. Again, she should have been on his credit, because if you're not managing the finances, what are you at home for? You're the house manager. So how do you not have control and dominion over those things? That's another red flag.
I'm telling you, a lot of women.
But if he didn't want that, that would be a red flag, right? Bro, wouldn't that be a red flag for you if you couldn't see anything, you're not doing, what are you doing? Just existing? Like, what the hell? Then
I'll manage this, I'll do this, you make the money, and then I'll do everything else. And if he's telling you no, why not?
Right.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. How is your name not on your car? Again, if something happens, they can come and take that sucker back and it's not yours like he did.
But she would, and I mean, even though they took it away, it was fine because you wouldn't have been able to make the payment. So,
but can I say something else that makes her, this is why this one kind of, it did piss me off a little bit. You're still taking the easy way out. You've been doing this for 4 years, you say. Why didn't you go be a nurse, cosmetology, something that you could have done quickly to make more money? Where is your passion? If it's content creation or whatever you're doing, then why not dive into that space instead of working several jobs? You still don't have a 401k. You still don't have a future, and your window is like this short, right? But even more so, one thing that just hit a trigger for me, and probably because I gave a class on it yesterday, but economic development and financial literacy is extremely important. Explain to me why in almost 4 years you still don't have good credit. You don't have credit. That's insane, because you can build credit in 6 months. You can build credit in a year. And your
credit, you can build credit, but for you to get financed for something, you got to have credit for a while. And not for no 6 months.
Credit is completely different. Listen, if you have the credit and you have the backing, you can get it. The whole point is that with her finances, she can't get financed. But to build your credit, that's something you should have done right away. Because like she said, what if that family sells that home? You have to be able to go rent somewhere. They're going to look for credit history. You already haven't been working long enough, so you should have hit the ground running.
But just say, okay, 4
years. It's been 4 years.
Have mal credit, but that still ain't enough credit. For 4 years, it still ain't enough.
4 years is enough. I could open an account tomorrow and go get a $50,000 check in a week.
For 4 years of credit.
I can open an account today and next week go get it. That's not for that. I will gladly give a class though. But yes, you can. And I'm very interested to know what her family dynamic is, because how are they not teaching her the back ways? There are back ways. These are things that I've learned from those kind of people. Which, by the way, next week, the hot topic is going to be on what I've talked about before: life insurance and trust, and actually building generational wealth that way, like the Rockefellers did. So that will be next week. I'm finding more and more that these things need to be discussed, because, bro, 4 years is enough. Why do you think straight out of high school we got cars? We were able to get financed. You can, but you have to do it different.
But your entrance rate be high as hell.
So if you need it, you need it. You need it to build your credit. You got to put in the work. You're 40 years behind. You got to do it. And that's another thing was very interesting, that she wasn't right on her parents' stuff either. All my godkids is on my stuff.
That's
like, it's just very interesting, right? How is it blank? Everything is blank for her. Don't you think that's weird, Ro? Not one credit card that was just set aside with your name, just in case anything happened. I'm not saying plan for divorce. I'm saying plan for an emergency. What if something happened and they freeze all of his assets? Because sometimes they do that when you pass, right? You never should you be out here. Basically, she doesn't exist. That's hard. And if I was her, guess who wouldn't have been taking them kids? I wouldn't have took the kids with me. Sir, you're keeping the kids until I could get myself on my feet. And if she would have went to school, she could get all type of grants. They will help you.
Yeah, they would.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things, things that's on the table. That's like, how are you still? Because she said it. She said it 4 years. Oh man, I could have worn my dress like that today. I just saw it. At 4 years, she shouldn't still be talking like that. To me, I wonder if she's lying, Ro, so that she could keep getting checks from TikTok. I wonder if that's a part of her strategy. If she's staying with family members that's homeowners, you mean to tell me they not educating her at all at this point? I wonder if she's lying. That's impossible, bro.
And especially them, because like you did say, they know they got the ins and outs, and even if they got it, they'll still give it to them just because of that.
You didn't have a family member that you could put on your resume and say that you had worked for them, because you said you was handling their family business. So if you were doing that, baby, let me tell you something. Out of high school, I was able to translate what I did in high school into a resume to get into like a team lead position or whatever. I didn't come in the door on the ground. It's what and that was back then. Now that I know all the tricks of the trade, child, listen. Not all, I mean enough to do what I need to do to survive. And as a mother, like talking about the last mother, as a mother, you come out with your claws out. So you cannot be working 7 days a week, 3 different jobs at 4 years. You ain't figured out. Yeah, you ain't figured out a way. No connections. Your family don't know nobody. It just, see, I don't believe her. Now that I said it a lot of times, I don't believe it. Ro, what were you saying about the other effects with oral sex? Oh, what was you saying?
Shit, I don't remember.
I didn't hear that, Mom. It must have. So my internet is going in and out, you guys. So if at any point it's looked like that I've cut Ro off or anything like that, it's not. I didn't do it on purpose. I'm trying to watch.
I think I was saying that it's still the same. Asia had said something about oral sex, but I said it's the same. Yeah, because I was saying it's the same thing, oral sex and sex. Like she was saying, and then the oral sex.
Protect your mouth.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, it's still, even with your body, like it don't matter if it's oral sex or regular sex. Like it's still nasty for you to be doing anything without a condom. And you don't be knowing these people from a can of paint. Like you doing all this stuff and potentially have all kind of STDs for some minutes of pleasure. Like it's not worth it to me.
I always say the mouth is a little bit different because some people, it's so easy to cut your mouth just chewing, and so if you did something and it's a cut in there, or people don't think about if you bite your lip and that's it. I don't know how long things sit.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah.
But this part, like your mouth and everything in your mouth, those heal faster than everything else on your body. So, but like you said, if you have an open area and you having sexual intercourse and then that person has some disease, your mouth is already open. But it's just, all of it is nasty.
I don't like none of it.
Yeah, all of it is nasty. It's like y'all just nasty now. Y'all don't be knowing these people at all, and y'all willing to put y'all life at risk, like I said, for a couple of, even if it's a marathon for that day, a day of pleasure, that you about to be having something for the rest of your
vacation.
Life.
What happens here stays here.
Yeah, like for a weekend of fun to have something for the rest of your life, or something that could unalive you. Like it's not that serious.
It was it's this person that be on TikTok, and he's honest so that he doesn't get hurt. He's in Atlanta. He is LG. Oh God, not
the
tonight.
Alphabet.
Yes, and he has the H1. Oh, both H1s. He has both H1s, and so he's open and honest about it. He takes care of himself, and he still goes on dates and everything like that. But he just tells the truth right away.
But at least he tells people that.
Yes.
It's a lot of people that had that stuff and won't tell nobody at all. At least he's taking accountability and then letting people have
to keep himself safe too.
Yeah, and letting people have an option if I want to deal with you or not, because you're telling me up front you have X, Y, and Z. A lot of these people don't do that. And I've heard people say out of their own mouth on social media, I don't care about getting no disease, long as they got it's antibiotics out there to cure it.
I have never in my life had an STD, and I pray that I never get one. There are other ways than intercourse to get them as well. So like be safe. Maybe we should do one on that too, like being safe, because you could get it from sitting on things, ladies wearing all of these things which are too exposed because your outfit too short, or that bikini you got on.
Yeah, or y'all wearing these clothes that's nothing. That's just nothing.
You can get it from other places too. That area down there is very, very sensitive. It's just not worth it to me. And do I have a desire? Of course, in my head, I was going to be a hoe in my 20s. I was going to be a real big one. However, I can't do this. I don't even want to kiss people. I don't know. I can't do it. It's not for me.
Kissing be the worst because it's like, well, I guess that is true because I be feeling like kissing is the worst because they mouth. Like if your mouth is nasty, I do not want. That's more intimate to me.
It's more intimate.
Yeah, kissing is way more intimate to me. So, girl, I ain't even gonna say most.
You already got to worry about your partner not being faithful, right? And then on top of that, but you're known of you being a thought. You can't possibly think that who you being a thought with is faithful to you. So I just think of how when you watch, like when they say how a cell multiplies, and they taught us that in school, and it's like it started right here and then it go like that's what I think of when I think of that, and I'm like, I'm good. I can't do it. I just can't. Protection of your woman includes her body, her finances, not just beating somebody up if you in public. That's the least, because that's least likely to happen. Not an intruder. It means protecting her heart, protecting her space, sometimes protecting her against your family, sometimes like protecting her against herself, protecting her against her family, guiding her, leading her. You're supposed to be able to see things that she can't see, and then equally she's a helpmate, so while you looking left, she looking right, and the things that you two have to offer each other like should mesh together.
Right.
And then where one is not strong, who cares as long as the other one is? That's why pride is talked about in the Bible as well, as being something that can unalive you, because it can. You won't listen because your pride is telling you not to listen. Meanwhile, all of these things that's happening, if you would have just listened to the person, hell, I'll listen to a kid, because everybody has something to offer. So it would be impossible if we was here by ourselves and required to survive. That's not what life is about. It's actually insane. How about you tackle this? I tackle the things I like and I'm passionate about, because I'm more likely to not only retain it, but then go down those rabbit holes and learn how to do it better and better and better. And then you do yours, and then we grow. That's what a partnership is about. If we was meant to carry this shit on our own in a partnership, I don't want it. That's crazy. I don't understand. I will commend my bald head husband for that. Even through our trials and tribulations, I was never not covered. And I would never leave him out there like that. I don't see how people say that they love some. I won't leave a friend out like that. That became no relationship will I do like that. Let me just say that. No relationship would I do like that. I just can't. It's not a part of who I am. And I think that when people can so easily do things, and it's not a hair trigger response, like when something happens and you cut somebody out. I mean, you in the heat of the moment. That's a little bit different. But when you contemplate it and build on it, you probably already wanted to do it. Like, I don't know. Do you think love, first of all, for Miss SoftLife Susie, I think she's a fraud. I think she's lying. But even if she wasn't, what would be a piece of advice because she's still at ground one after 4 years, so she needs the help, all the help she can get. I'm surprised with all this support and whatnot. Ain't nobody in the comments telling this foo-foo head that. Anyway, what would you tell her? You're so smart.
Well, now you need to get your shit together. I would have told her that when she first got married, like I said before, I would have told her that you need to have your name on everything, and you need to look at all the finances, every bill that's being paid. I need to see that every month. I need to see everything that you're doing. And like you said, I should be the one doing this for you. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing. I'm the homemaker. That's what you got me at home for. So let me do all that. You go to work and you don't have to worry about anything else. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm taking care of the house. And I'll do that too. Like, I just think it's 2024. Back then it's 2020. It should be no way that people should know that, especially white people.
Baby, do you think she possibly was like one of those wives that was walking around like, my man handles everything, I don't have to do nothing?
Probably, because it's a lot of them that are like that, and then you in for a rude awakening. Now you in for a rude awakening because he did this and then left you for a younger person. But I would just be like, that's gonna be his karma too.
She was being a deadbeat wife, though. That's still not a proper way to end it. You do it the right way. But maybe she was being a deadbeat wife. Maybe he didn't see the need.
Yeah, we don't know her. We don't know both. Like, we don't never know both sides of the story. So until we know that, then we wouldn't. I mean, we can't really say nothing. But, ma'am, you should have had. You should have had your name on everything. You should have been. Even if he didn't have your name on the house, which it should, your name should have been on them credit cards. Like, it should have been no way. People put they 18 and they put their teenagers as authorized users on their credit cards. White people do that. So when
that's who I learned it from, to put the kids' name. Yeah.
When they're teenagers, they do that. So when they get out of school, they have A1 credit.
Skylar has amazing credit.
Yeah, I will honestly say we didn't learn that in school. They didn't teach us.
No, but once I did it though.
And our parents didn't know that either. Our parents didn't have no A1 credit. So how are they be able to, teach us something that they didn't know? I learned all this stuff when I became an adult. My mom didn't teach me about credit and all that. Once I got out of school, I got every credit card that I could think of and ran that mess up until it messed up my credit. Then I fixed it myself once I understood everything. My mom didn't tell me about credit and all that stuff. So it's like we have to teach our children and nieces and nephews how to do better. So I don't know how she didn't have A1 credit, because you should have had that out of high school, because that's what
I'm saying. You should have had it off your parents. Once I started studying credit, that's who I really learned some of those things from. To me, that's been a benefit of working in corporate, is that I've always worked under somebody that was that, and they would just tell me different things because I worked in that space with them, and it's very unfortunate. But I was we like you because you're the smart black. You're one of the smart, whatever. Just tell me what I need to know. I just ask questions or whatever. But they would tell me all those kind of things. And once I learned that, I came straight home and I put Sky, because he was the oldest. And then now I'll even let different family members be on my credit. I maintain the credit cards, of course, but I'll allow them to do that. And I don't think we do enough of that either. We don't do enough of being willing to help each other because we don't want people in our business. That kind of stuff, I really don't care. It is a gamble. Caveat for that, guys. You can't do it with somebody that you don't trust, because if they can call and get that credit card and do something with it or whatever. But I maintain them. Three people actually have theirs, but they have theirs because they're part of my emergency plan. So if we don't stop being so not willing to help one another with our color, because that's crazy. Who cares if they know what your limit is? And please don't be sitting out here using 80% of a credit card and then add somebody to it. Like, you're not helping them in that case. Like, make sure that for me, it's ones that I don't even really touch, because it's really helping them. That way you don't have to co-sign it. Things help somebody help themselves. That's the only way we're going to get ahead, because we're already not at the finish line. And I didn't want my kids to be out of high school and not be able to get what they needed. I didn't want them to be going to college and be doing different things and not have the money. I don't want them to rely on credit. I don't rely on credit. So having it is different than relying on it. You need it. That's basically your identity in the world where you're going and trying to get things. So
but that's
it's
what I was
really
saying.
important.
A lot of people don't understand that, because I'm telling you, I didn't really care about credit, because I felt like, okay, I make a decent amount of money.
Yeah, you just pay cash.
Yep, and that's how I felt. I was like, I don't need credit because I have the money to pay for it, so I don't need it. But I had to start learning, like, no, bitch, you do need it. So like, and once I started figuring that out, then I'm like, okay, even though I got the money for it, I can put it on the credit and then pay it, and then that's what helped my credit score go up. But before then, I would be like, I don't need it because I pay cash for everything, not knowing that was still harming me.
You need a blueprint. So I learned that from Sears. So once I started working at Sears, then I started wanting credit. But I was like 20. I was 20 at that point.
But you still learned early.
I learned early. So I started saving at that age in an account that I never touched. All of those things, I learned it from working there, because Sears, you had to be somebody to have a Sears card. So the ones that were having and stuff, like, it was this, when the collection calls would go out, if they came back in, they came into my department that would handle the calls that came back in. And it would be notes in there that said, doctor said he's not paying this card ever. He'll just pay cash and will hang up in your face. So at the end of me working there is when, like, that era was kind of over. They wanted you to have a footprint. So doctors and lawyers and all these big people, rich people, started calling back like, I want to make an arrangement. I want to pay it or whatever. And I'll ask one. I was like, because he was laughing. It was a doctor. And I was like, why? I was like, the notes say this. So like, I expected you to be acting like this right off the bat. And he was like, oh, well, I'm trying to buy a house and I have the money, but even through cash, they want you to do this and that they needed your footprint for. And he was like, I want to buy a car, but like, different ones were saying that they needed different things. If you want to start a business, your business is still going to pull from that credit. Even if you have an EIN and all of that, when you first started, it's pulling off of your credit. So that's when all of that kind of started. And I'm guessing it's because of so many people becoming rich or getting out of school and being like, I'm not paying it, and letting it sit there and thinking it was funny. Like, do you know who I am? Do you know what I make? Like, that was all in the notes roll. And people just started calling back, paying, because mortgage and everything like that changed. And so that's how I learned it. So that's why I tell kids to work in call centers. You learn a lot, especially if it's financial. Anything financial, medical, those two things are never, ever going to change. You're always going to need them. And so it worked out for me. I learned a lot there. I learned about human resources there. Because to that point, I never saw human resources. When you walked into a store, you got hired at that store. You didn't go and that manager interviewed you and stuff like that. But when I went to Sears, it was like a real thing, like take a test, go in and talk to HR, then this person. So then I got to learn, and I've been in that environment ever since in like 8 different roles. But I think it's awesome. It teaches you a lot of things. You can learn anything you want if you just go out there and find it. Go down rabbit holes sometimes. It's actually fun. Or I'm a nerd. I don't know. But it's working. Because I want us to be good, and I want them to not borrow money from me.
Right.
Bank of Asia is closed. I'm going to file bankruptcy on myself. I called the collections department on myself. I called my phone yesterday and told myself,
everybody, I don't even got to say all that. I'm not doing it no more.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I don't got it, something like that. I don't have it to lend, and I don't. My uncle told me once, if you can't give it away, then you can't lend it. I can't no more, Ro.
If you don't have it to just give it away, then no. Even if I got it,
I don't no more.
No. I'm done.
And certain people, I feel like we are enabling them. That SoftLife shit again. We're enabling them. I don't. Oh, sorry, Mom.
Do y'all even think about
if you have credit but no money? If you have credit but no money, how does that work?
It worked because that's what they
That
said.
the credit is your money. So,
Yeah,
like for instance, so some people don't have enough. Let me give you an example. So when I got so when somebody gets laid off, because that wasn't my story. When somebody gets laid off, let's say they got the perfect everything, but they don't have money in the bank. They was living paycheck to paycheck. Something happened and they live in paycheck to paycheck. And they don't want to touch their 401k because it's a huge penalty. But they got these credit cards to the side or line of credit or whatever that they've been keeping. You keep that kind of like, that's your reserve. That's your backup. So if you're getting X amount for unemployment, it could supplement until you find another job. So you can use that credit payments, but you can't afford to pay it off. You just switch how you use it in case something happens. So and sometimes when you have 0% financing and stuff, it's cheaper to buy a car with your credit card and pay the credit card. You use it as a reserve, basically. It's money that you have there that you borrow from yourself, essentially, and you pay interest on it.
I actually learned a lot of that stuff from my brother too, and he was in prison for 21 years, and he had got out. You know what? Now that you said that, damn, you was right, because my brother was
Can you
in jail.
say that again, twin?
Yeah, you was right.
I do it all the time. I mean, but go.
Because I'm like 4 years. No.
He did everything, honey. That's a whole testimony. But
yes, he was in jail for 21 years. He got out, and I'll say like in 2 years, his credit was like over 800. And I was like, how the hell did you do that? Like, I was like, you've been in jail for 21 years. How did you get it to over 800 and you don't have no credit history? And that's when he was like, he started telling me like, you need to get little credit cards. And he was like, whatever I buy, I just buy gas or whatever I'm doing. He was like, and I pay it off. I never go over 30% and everything. And so, yeah, I had to think about that because I'm like, that's what my brother actually, he wasn't long. Like, he was not, and he was gone for 21 years.
So he basically, it's really fast these days to create a footprint. You just have to watch it. You don't just go out there and you actually have a plan. And it's some calculators online that'll tell you, if I do this, then that. Those calculators are real basic. If you want to know different things about credit, ask the people around you.
What I don't like, because when I finally got my credit over 750, it seemed like any little thing that you did, they'll drop your points like 50 points. Like any little thing.
It's very stressful.
Yeah, it's like once you get over 700, they play with you.
They do.
They literally play with you. Like anything you do, they'll drop that shit drastically. But
so here's the thing. Because you can fix it fast. So my identity got stolen. That's another show we have to do. Now that it's over.
Mine did too.
Yeah.
But mine didn't get stolen like yours. Mine got stolen to where if I wanted to go, they kept on saying I had a warrant out for my arrest. But still.
So we're going to talk about identity. That we got our next couple of shows because apparently people need help. But when that happened, that's when my insomnia kicked into high gear, because this particular person she was on it, and she was a meth head. So she was up. I had to be up to be with her. Time, protect myself, because I was so worried about my credit score. Well, obviously everything about me, but that too. And it got to the point where I had to prove I was me. But what helped me, after I just sat back and thought about it, again, the slave mentality type of shit that we go through, we are really scarred. I was like, Asia, you don't even need your credit right now. Like, why are you tripping? And you know how to get it back up if you need to. But it was for me, because when you come from nothing and you work your way up on your own, and you do all of these things, to watch it go out the window, it just does something to you. And that's why I talk about things after I don't have to cry when I'm talking about it, because I don't want empathy. I want you guys to learn from what I'm trying to tell you. Well, you can give me empathy, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't want the focus to be on worried about me, because I'm fine about things, but I don't want that to be the focus. I want the focus to be what I'm trying to teach you. So we will do that. But once I kept putting it in my head, Asia, it's okay. Just keep it at this, just keep doing what you're doing, but stop worrying about it being a certain number. You don't even need it right now. And when you do need it, you know how to clock that number back. So just calm down. You'll be okay. You have this, you have that. Like, you literally have to talk yourself off a ledge. So that's why I say nobody's without problems. And there are some of us that go through a lot of things, but we're not faking being happy. We are happy through the worst times of my life. I have still been happy at points, but that's normal. So don't allow anybody to make you feel bad, or those haters, or those blank messages that come in your inbox from people, trying to taunt you. Don't allow any of that to get to you. And it's easier said than done, but it's easier with support. And I have an amazing support system. So that is it from us today. So we need to talk. Look, I'm gonna rewind it back and see what we need to talk about. I know credit for sure.
Yeah.
And what it looked like when our identities got stolen, and some of the things that we did to protect ourselves. The life insurance one will be the hot topic. And then one on SCX Ed, because I don't think these young people know. Because last thing for me, I've heard two things that made me take a break from the nonprofit world. So we have girls, but I didn't open it up to new ones, because it was, as long as I'm doing oral, that's not the same. First of all, baby, let me tell you, there is nobody on this planet that can tell you that I did that, especially at that age. It's not. That's and the fact,
no. At that age, no.
No, somebody I know, their daughter was supposedly caught in a bathroom at the mall doing it, and you more worried about fighting the person that told. And I'm like, that's what. Anyway, that, and then if you don't do it through vaginally. In our day, you couldn't even discuss back, like. So apparently, we need to talk, because these young people,
they just misguided and undecided.
Their parents is on the TikTok. So anyway, I hope you guys had a drink and enjoyed tonight's topics. We all about prevention and accountability over here, and letting your hair down. We about all of those things. So I hope you enjoy it when you enter our homes. And thank you for being in the comments. Thank you for your support every week. My numbers is going up. Thank you for that as well. And thank you to all of the new people. I hope you subscribe, share, and like it. And if you have any topics, it's in the box below, but you can always reach out to any of the businesses that I do. And then we'll have Rose close out, and we're out of here.
Everybody have a good night, and remember to do better in life. Look.
Ask more questions.
Right, because all you got to do is ask questions. Ask somebody that you can depend on, and that won't tell a secret. I don't know. Y'all just ask questions, because it's somebody will answer.
And at this point, the reality is, even if most things that I tell to outsiders, I wouldn't care if it got out to the world. I wouldn't. I'm not embarrassed about a single thing in my life.
I used to be an open book like that, like tell everybody everything that I went through, so they wouldn't go through. But I learned my lesson on that. So it's like, shit, if y'all got it from me back in the days, you did. But now it's certain people I would tell stuff to, certain people I won't. It's like, I used to be an open book and tell you everything, just because I didn't want people to go through what I went through. And I can be able to tell them, like, I made this mistake, so I don't want you to do the same thing. But you can still come to me for advice. I might not tell you what I went through, but I can tell you what not to do.
Right. Now that I will do, because we are in the world of people exposing people. And baby, let me tell you, that person will be exposing you for smoking weed. Why they?
Right.
I think that's absolutely asinine. That's going to increase the crime rate too if these people don't stop. But anyway, that's their business. Integrity is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
But we have it, and thus we are blessed, and thus we can be happy no matter what, and that's thus God takes care of us, and thus things come full circle, and then I end up getting exactly what I wanted because I told you motherfuckers to leave me alone. I'm just saying. So, good night. Have a shot and go to bed. Take a bubble bath or something. Good night.
Bye.